everyone! In this video, I talk about techniques and strategies to craft an effective elevator pitch, as well as techniques on how you can deliver an effective presentation from script up. Stay tuned. This channel is all about techniques and effective strategies from a practitioner and not a theoretical point of view on effective communication, where you can use these techniques and apply it to any situation so that you are able to impress your audience members effectively with great comfort and ease. Now, if you're new to my YouTube channel or if you're watching this particular video for the very first time, I encourage you to click onto the subscribe button and turn on a notification so that you will continue to receive great value videos sharing with you techniques on how you can become a great speaker. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to Speak Up, the series, and we are here for episode 3, where in this particular series, I'll be replying to several questions posed by members of my mastermind groups pertaining to questions on, say, entrepreneurship, on motivation, and on effective communication. Today we have 2 questions from 2 of our members. The first question pertains to specifically the area of elevator pitch.
Jonathan asks, "Hello Darren, today I had to do an elevator pitch in a small group. I was not prepared well and was not able to get it good on paper, the script. I had to do the pitch, but because of the nerves, I was not able to think clear about what I want to say. My mind just went on autopilot. What are your thoughts about this?"
This question deals not just with what exactly is the structure of an elevator pitch, but more importantly, how do you have it structured well so that you can deal with an impromptu elevator pitch well enough. So what I see here is there are 2 main components to this. The first one is exactly how do you craft an elevator pitch effectively, and the next one is what happens if it's an impromptu. Does it even matter? So let's deal with the first question first. Now, in an elevator pitch, there are often 3 main things that we need to include. The first thing is, instead of simply just telling and giving information to your recipient or to your audience, like for instance, instead of saying, "Hi, my name is Darren Tay, I'm the master trainer, 9 years with the Public Speaking Academy." You see, audience members are not so interested in just information, they are more interested in insights. So instead of just saying, "My name is Darren Tay, worked 9 years at the Public Speaking Academy," instead, frame yourself, this is step 1, frame yourself in the form of a solution. Meaning to say, package yourself in the form of a solution such that the recipient or the audience members would find very valuable. For instance, I would say something like, "My name is Darren Tay, and for the past 9 years, what I do best is I help individuals improve their self-confidence and help them think and speak with clarity." So in that sense, the audience members, now whoever's listening to that, will then see me as a value giver, as a solution provider, that hey, Darren is able to help me improve my confidence and think and speak with clarity. Guess what? Most of the time, they would want to ask follow-up questions like, "Can you share with me 2 quick tips on how I can become much more confident?" So that's step number 1 in an elevator pitch. Step number 2 is your USP, which is your unique speaking point. In your unique speaking point, the keyword here is unique. Exactly what is something that you can do better than others. It's comparative in nature. So here are 3 things. The first thing is efficiency. What is something that you can do faster than another person? The next one is effectiveness. What is something in which your quality is superior to others? And the third one is that of accessibility. How much are you more accessible as compared to others in mentoring them, in sharing your ideas and your experiences? And the last step in an effective elevator pitch is either a contribution close or a call for action. A contribution close would be basically something like how you can further contribute to the organization or to the person, or a call for action could be even giving of a name card, a copy of your book, your product, so that you can schedule perhaps for a follow-up session with a particular person. Here's a quick tip. Many individuals tend to say, when would you be free, or perhaps you let me know, we can schedule for a meeting. And that's not exactly very strong. But instead, if you say that and you give something a little bit more concrete, like perhaps would next week be a good time for you, say Wednesday or Thursday, something like that would be a little bit more concrete for that individual. And why do I say give a product of yours? Not just a name card per se. A name card is good enough if you have one, rather than nothing at all, because at least someone can access, say, your credentials and your offerings on their own. But when you give a product like a book, it allows the book to continue to sell itself, sell you while you're not around. And many a times, you never know, whoever is reading your book, they might even refer and share that value with some other individuals. So here are the 3 steps to dealing with an effective elevator pitch. Now, on to the next part, which is what happens if it's an impromptu one, that you are required to just go out there and then give an impromptu elevator pitch. The thing is this, in order to excel in an impromptu speech situation, you need to have the structure in mind. Because when you have the structure in mind, your mind knows exactly where to go. It's like if you don't have the structure in mind, you don't exactly know where's your ultimate destination, then at the end of the day, it will just be whatever comes, you will say it. Whatever comes next, you will say it. Sometimes, if whatever comes happens to be something you have said before, then you are basically rambling, saying things that you have already mentioned. And that will not exactly be very well structured, either get your audience members to be distracted or not interested at all. So that's the first question. And so what do we have for the next question? Now the next question is specifically dealing with speechcraft.
Droid Club asks, Sir, can you please tell me ways by which I can make my writing skills good?
Thank you for the question. We have several of our clients and a lot of our friends who ask me this question: how do you craft and write a speech? My first question is, in fact, what speech are we referring to? Because it is important to determine the speech genre in the first place. The way we craft a persuasive speech is going to be quite different from the way we craft an informative speech. It's also going to be very different from the way we craft a special occasion speech, whether it's a eulogy, a wedding toast, graduation speech, so on and so forth. So we need to first understand what's the speech genre. Now, just to give you some quick tips that are generally applicable for most speeches, but again, I must caveat it that it really depends on that specific speech genre that we're talking about. But if you're talking about something general, here are 2 quick tips I can share with you. The first one is, remember to have a captivating introduction. Now think about it. I know that you must have heard of this before, but what goes into a captivating introduction? There are several ways to craft an effective introduction. It could be by way of telling a story, making a point. It could be by way of giving a startling statistic. It could be by way of giving a case study or even a quotation. Having a captivating introduction helps you to achieve the initial hook to get your audience members interested. But the hook alone is not enough. Remember. You need to be able to sustain the audience members' interest. So whichever speech you're talking about, remember to use what we call signposting techniques, which is the second technique that I want to share with you. Signposting techniques allows your audience members to better follow what you have to say. Think about it. A speech is quite different from reading a book. When you read a book, it's easy to, hey, I've forgotten what's mentioned on chapter 1, I can always go back to chapter 1. But for a speech, it's very difficult and very hard for your audience members to rewind. Plus, you have to fight with a lot of distractions, things that happens outside and things that happen inside the head of the audience members' minds. So that's why you need to make sure you have signpost your speech effectively so that the audience members know. Just to have a final tie-up and just give you a bit of an illustration as to what a signpost technique is. A signpost technique is something like this. For instance, you have 3 main points. You can say, ladies and gentlemen, I have 3 main points to share with you. Point number 1 is this. Then you share about point number 1. Once you're done, you then say, having dealt with point number 1, which is this, I now move on to point number 2. Why do you do this? You do this so that your audience members know what you have covered, where you are moving, and they prime and prepare themselves to move towards the next point. So I hope these various techniques have been very useful for you. Keep the questions coming in. You can send in more questions, whether it's to my LinkedIn platform, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube comments. Have as many questions come as possible, and I'll answer each and every single one of the questions that you ask me on a regular basis. So stay tuned.